City planners and mobility experts get initiatives in various ways, from, for example, citizens, politicians, private persons, city councils, and different kinds of associations. City planning is a continuous process in which it is essential to engage different stakeholders in early phase of the mobility planning. This video goes through a participatory planning process of a new age-friendly bus route as an example. It is important to study the mobility needs of the aged people. Relevant destinations could be health centers, library, swimming hall and other leisure places, such as marketplaces and places of other services. The whole journey chain should be noticed, including the route from home to the first bus stop. City planner starts with identifying the other professionals and sectors for cooperation. In planning bus routes, considerable actors can be, for example, health and social services, sport office and culture services, as well as mobility providers and road and traffic planners. In age-friendly planning, it is important to understand what age-friendliness means, how aging affects everyday operational capacity, and how to implement participatory planning process. GreenSAM project provides a lot of useful and practical information on this subject on its website. One of the results of the project is information collection named Atlas. Aging brings changes in physical, psychological, and social functionality. City planning should provide green mobility, which is accessible and user-friendly, so that it is possible to support senior citizens' activity and willingness to choose them instead of private motoring. Age-friendly mobility systems have core attributes including availability, acceptability, accessibility, and affordability. Accessibility, for example, means more accessible infrastructure. Digital accessibility means capacity of finding information online and using ICT tools. Participation is an essential aspect of age-friendly planning. It is not an event, but a continuous process which is enabled by legislation and policy-level guidelines. Citizens and elderly councils' involvement in cooperation is highly valuable. The level of participation is strongly related to the used participatory method. On the project's website, you can find an implementation guidance, which describes all phases of planning process. These are aim identification, engagement, stakeholder mapping, choosing the tools, implementation, and evaluation. In addition to health and social services, relevant stakeholders in age-friendly planning are, for example, family and friends, services related to everyday activities such as banks, stores, pubs, and hairdressers, as well as networks which are related to education and free time activities. The toolbox will provide you help for choosing the right participatory method for your use. Toolbox provides several methods which are piloted in GreenSAM. You can choose the tool based, for example, on the aim of the participation, the amount of participants, and the available time. In descriptions of the methods, you can find the experiences of the pilot while using the tool. One phase of the process is getting familiar with others' experiences. For example, the recordings of the GreenSAM conference and seminar are available on the project's website. GreenSAM pilots studied the possibilities for increasing the share of seniors using green mobility options and piloted participation tools for promoting co-creation in planning. In Dansk, the pilot aimed to find out what keeps seniors from active mobility and how to overcome these challenges. In addition, a new advisory body for green mobility was established. During the Tartus pilot, a bike-sharing network was opened and Silver Ages were encouraged to use the citywide, electrically powered bike rental stations. The pilot in Aarhus aimed to ensure that future mobility planning is more needs-oriented and simultaneously encourages seniors to change attitudes. Riga used Mobility Lab to test and co-design technological solutions in urban mobility to ensure that seniors aren't left behind with technological progress. Turku developed a mentoring model to familiarize seniors with digital services in public transport and to assess senior needs. In Hamburg, the pilot developed the surrounding infrastructure of green mobility options in order to make them attractive and well accessible for senior citizens. In addition to the tangible result of co-planning, the participatory process will enable citizens to experience the output as their own and inspire them to continue to contribute to the development of the city also in the future. Participation is a long-term activity in which hopefully permanent cooperative forums will also be created. It is important to inform everyone involved about how their contribution was utilized and what impact it had on the outcome, and how it will be possible to contribute to planning and the development of their city in the future.